I started doing this work in 1989. So I've been at this for a while. Yeah, like 35 years. I'm 62. Um, Hold on, I got a lot of spirits talking to me. Your guides and your teachers and your loved ones are all here, and they're very excited that you're here. Okay, so what happens is I have a formula that I've developed, which I'm going to walk you all through, that teaches you how to measure your clairs. I call it measuring the clairs. From there, I'm going to choose one of you, and we're going to go in and we're going to actually clear. So we're gonna measure your clairs on a scale of 0 to 100. So I need everybody to get a pen and a piece of paper because you're going to be writing some information down. And what happens is we go in and we take the lowest clair and we will move that. So we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at why you closed that thing down. We may go into a past life. It may just be energy that's trapped in your body. If you have low clairaudience and clairvoyance, we go in and work on the third eye, because the third eye is the eye that opens inward and down, as opposed to the two eyes that see out into duality. If your claircognizance is blocked, we go in and work on the crown chakra. And if your clairsentience is blocked, we go in and work on the heart because it relates to those chakras. Okay. Here's an experience of claircognizance. I attended a workshop, and when I walked in the door, the speaker to me looked like he was wearing a golden Egyptian crown, and I blinked and then it disappeared. And I thought, that's really bizarre. And during his talk, he talked about how he was ordained in the order of Melchizedek. And I knew instantaneously that that was the order that Jesus had been ordained into. I don't know how I knew that. I had never been taught that. No one had ever said that to me. But Jesus confirmed that that was the truth because he was of the bloodline of David and not of the bloodline of Aaron. And every Christian priest, Lutheran, Methodist, Episcopalian, Catholic, they're all ordained into the order of Melchizedek, and they don't know why. Melchizedek is the being that came to Jesus and said, no, sorry. Melchizedek came to Avram and Sarai and said, you will be Abraham, the leader of 3 nations, and you will be Sarah, and you will bear a child. And they say that Melchizedek was one of Jesus's earlier incarnations. So, by the way, I've had over 100 people ordained at my sanctuary in New York into the order of Melchizedek. I'm a priestess in the order of Melchizedek, which is why I call myself Reverend. And the man who does these ordinations has ordained over 17,000 priests in over 35 years that he's been doing this. Melchizedek showed up in his bedroom in the middle of the night and he said, who are you? He woke up from his sleep. And Melchizedek said, I am Melchizedek. It's time to call the priests. And Reverend Dan said he fainted and fell back to sleep. And then this woman showed up at his door and said, I was sent to you by Melchizedek. He said that you are to ordain me. So this is the kind of crazy stuff that happens in the world of spirit. So we're going to go in and we're going to measure these clairs for you. So anyway, Charlie is brought to his best friend's father's bedside. And the father's dying. Charlie says a blessing. He says, may his soul receive the highest elevation possible, given his good works this lifetime. And the father passes. And about 4 months later, the sister of the best friend goes to a medium, and the medium says, your father's here, and your father wants to say, thank your brother for the priest that he had at my bedside. So she goes to her brother and she says, what priest did you have at the bedside? And he said, I'm a priest. I had Charlie. So he goes to Charlie and he said, why is my father saying you're a priest? And he said, I'm a priest in the order of Melchizedek. I almost fell off my chair when I heard that at this event that Charlie was leading, and he's the one that I had seen the golden Egyptian crown on his head. So I went up to him and I said, how do I get ordained? I said, I had this clairsentient understanding that this was an order that I needed to become ordained in. So that's clairsentience. Here's one for clairvoyance. I go to Israel. This is crazy. I go to Israel. I lay my hands on a gravestone at the Mount of Olives, which is across from the city of David. And suddenly a golden shaft of light encircles me. And this like beam of energy, like Star Trek, comes down. And the guy in the grave starts talking to me. And he says, welcome home, beloved. your father is waiting for you. And I said, my father? Telepathically, we're talking. And he says, Abraham. And I said, Abraham. And he said, you know him as Avram. And Avram is this being that has been coming to me in my meditation since I was very young. And he takes me to the stone pyramid, and he unravels these scrolls of like white light and these symbols. I since found out their light language. They come into my third eye and they come into my crown. By the way, I don't talk to everyday people about this, so you guys are pretty special. You sound crazy when you talk about this stuff, right? But this is my life. Like, you can't, I always say you can't make this shit up. So anyway, so then we go to Hebron, which is where Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are buried. And I'm literally standing in front of Abraham's grave, crying my eyes out, remembering being his daughter in the lifetime when he was alive, born of his third wife. So anyway, it opened up the skip for me of being able to talk to the dead. I'm like, I was never trained as a medium. So I'm with my best friend after I come back from Israel. And there was a doctor that she worked with who had passed away. He tried to save his son from the undertow in Mexico, and he got pulled into the water and he drowned. Anyway, he comes through, and he's talking to her, and she said to me, I didn't know that you could talk to the dead. And I said, neither did I, but it happened in Israel. So I go home and I tell my sister, and I say to my sister, don't tell mom, because my mom's like this God-fearing Christian, and I'm sure, Episcopalian, and I'm sure this is like going to be the end. She hears that I'm talking to the dead, much less that I talk to Jesus. Oh Lord, can you imagine? So her best friend's father dies, and her best friend Jill, Pam's my sister. She says Jill would like a reading to see if you could talk to her father for her. And I'm like, okay. So Jill and I are talking on the phone. And I said, your father says that he loves you. Please take care of your mother. And she's like, uh-huh. I said, your father keeps showing me images of giraffes. So this is clairvoyance. Lots and lots of giraffes, like wooden giraffes and glass giraffes and little statuines and figurines of giraffes. And Jill's like, there are no giraffes. What are you talking about? So we hung up the phone. Jill goes to my sister and says, yeah, your sister's crap. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She said the same old stuff that anybody would say, and then talking about giraffes. Pam's like, oh, well. Then Jill goes to her mom and said, supposedly Pam's sister can talk to the dead. And we tried to talk to Dad, but he started talking and showing her images of giraffes. And her mother says, Jill, your father and I have a giraffe collection of over 50 giraffes. She goes, where? She said, it's in the bottom of the curio cabinet. So Jill goes over, pulls open the cabinet, and there's all the giraffes. So they'll show you images of things to kind of testify that it's them, things that nobody would know, like the daughter not knowing that the mother and the father had this collection of giraffes. So that's clairvoyance. Clairaudience is like the guy talking to me from the grave. Claircognizance. So you guys get the sense of this. And clairvoyance, clairsentience happens for me, man. I get goosebumps from my head to my toes. I start crying, like water starts coming out of my eyes. Not like I'm crying from grief, but just this sense of like the truth comes through. And it especially happens when I get around another psychic, we both start crying. Like it's it's like goosebump city. Anyway, so those are the clairs. Laura Lee. Hi, beautiful girl. Hi, sweetheart. So I want to introduce you to two people that are here. Priyanka has been with me. We're coming on 4 years now, has worked with me as she's my chief operating officer. And Laura Lee worked with us for a while. And Laura Lee is absolutely magical. By the way, I'm getting a million messages on my phone. I'm sitting here on my phone. I realized I forgot my phone stand, although Spirit said to me, take your phone stand, and I didn't listen. Anybody ever get messages from Spirit and you don't listen? I'm guilty of that. Although I should. Still to this day, with all my training, all my years doing this, I don't always listen. And literally Spirit's like, do you remember when we told you to take the phone stand? And I'm like, yeah, I get it. So I'm leaning on pillows. Anyway, Laura Lee is a very, very magical creature herself. She has just opened up a podcast, and she's killing it. And she does amazing work with people. And Priyanka is very, very psychic, but kind of keeps it hidden. So don't tell anyone that she's psychic. She's still not coming out of the closet, although I tell everybody that she is. And what she is incredible is manifestation. And she's coming to the state of New York. She lives in Canada. And I'm actually going to get to meet her and hug her in 2 weeks. And I'm never letting go. I'm going to sit next to her. I'm going to hold on to her. I'm going to hold her hand. I can't wait. I love this woman so much. One of my girlfriends goes, I need a really good virtual assistant. Do you know anybody? And I said, yeah, I work with this amazing girl, Priyanka. And now they're working as partners. So I couldn't be more happy for them. I love and support them. And I'm going to the retreat. So that'll be really cool. Okay. So I need everybody to get a pen and paper, and we're going to start the testing. Okay. I'm going to take you all in to do a little breathing before that, because mostly we exist in beta because we were trained to do reading, writing, and arithmetic. When we're born into theta frequency. It's like the state you go into for hypnosis, and we get hypnotized into being in beta, into being in our left brain rather than our right brain. So we're going to do some breathing to at least move us over to alpha, maybe theta if you can get there, so that your heart is open for the answers when I start asking you these questions. Okay. So I'm going to invite everybody to go ahead and close your eyes and take a beautiful inhale in through your nose. Make it long and slow. And as you're breathing, just pay attention to the temperature of the air, where it is that you're seated or standing or lying down. And then as you exhale through the mouth, I want you to start to drop your consciousness down towards your heart. Yeah, beautiful. Take another full breath in through the nose, breathe it in through the body, feel it come into the head. Let that breath come all the way through the body, all the way down to the feet. And then as you exhale and release through the mouth, just let everything go. Let yourself just be fully present to where you are, dropping down into the heart even further. One more, longer, slower, beautiful inhale in through the nose. Let it come in slowly into the body. Let it circulate. And then at the top of that breath, as you exhale and let go, sink even more closely down into the heart, letting yourself slow down and become fully present to where you are in time and space. Beautiful. You can go ahead and open your eyes. I'm going to ask you a series of 4 questions. On the piece of paper, I want you to write these initials, CA for clairaudience. Clairaudience is your ability to hear messages from spirit. Next, I want you to write CV. CV stands for clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is your ability to see images from spirit. Next, I want you to write the initials CS. CS stands for clairsentience. It's your ability to feel beyond the physical body. You may feel it on your physical body, but it's not that there's someone in the room touching you, but you may feel touched by spirit. Anybody ever have that where spirit comes and touches their body? That's kind of freaky. That's some freaky deaky. Yeah, right on, Linda. And then claircognizance. And claircognizance is when you just know information and you're like, how do I know this information? I wasn't taught it. I didn't read it, but it's just there for you. Okay, gorgeous. So take a deep breath in, exhale. Okay. On a scale of 0 to 100, at what level is your clairaudience? Just write the number down immediately that comes to you. Don't try to change it. Now, for those of you that are here that have larger scale numbers, like your numbers are over 1,000 or 10,000, just write down whatever number comes to you, okay? On a scale of 0 to 100, at what level is your clairvoyance? Just write the number down. Don't argue with it. Let it be what it is. Beautiful. Take another inhale in. Exhale and release. On a scale of 0 to 100, at what level is your clairsentience? Again, just write the first number that comes down. This is your intuition and your spirit and your higher self speaking to you. Beautiful. Take another inhale in. Nice, relieving, relaxing exhale. On a scale of 0 to 100, at what level is your claircognizance, your natural knowing from spirit? Okay, beautiful. Did everybody get their numbers? Don't fight with them. It's so funny. Sometimes I do this with someone and they'll pause too long. You know, when someone doesn't answer immediately, it's because they're, how do you say this? Mind fucking themselves over the answer. Okay. Don't do that. Just write down whatever's there. I have no more delicate way of putting it. It's like you mess with yourself in your head, you know? So everybody have their answers. Okay, great. Now, my lovely assistant Priyanka will be choosing. It's like the magician and the assistant, right? It's like Vanna White who turns the letters. So Priyanka is going to use her very powerful psychic abilities, which we shall not speak about because nobody knows about. And she's going to choose someone.
So much
Priyanka,
fun
who
to
is?
hang. It's so much fun to hang out with you here. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you. Priyanka has seen the best of me and she's seen the worst of me and loves me through all of it. That's when you have a real friend. By the way, yes, there was an earthquake in New York. So just in case anybody has people in New York, I'm literally on the phone with my mom and my sister. And my mom goes, oh my God, the house is moving. And I'm like, Mom, are you okay? And my sister's in the background. She's visiting my mom. She goes, no, seriously, Lynn, the house is moving. We're having an earthquake. And I'm like, an earthquake in New York? That doesn't happen. That's a sign of the apocalypse. Just because there's this major eclipse coming on Monday. Anyway, there was a 4.8 earthquake in New York. So that just happened. Okay, my love, who's our lucky guest star today?
Nancy.
Aw, hi, Nancy.
Hello. That was a surprise.
It was.
Yes.
Given your abilities, you should have known that was coming. Okay, my love. So, are you okay with us doing this with you? We're going to take you on a little journey with your cards today. I'm going to put.
Yeah, her internet connection is a bit slow. I'm sure she'll be back.
Okay.
Oops. I'm sure she'll be back. She's just in the woods and she's connecting. So yeah, she'll be back. Yeah, she's gonna take you through a journey to increase one of your clairs. So she'll guide you through that journey. And she wanted to find out from you if you're open to doing that right now. That's what she was asking you.
Yes, I am open to that.
Beautiful. Okay. You're in for a treat. Okay. That.
Okay, sorry about that. You took a sip of water and all hell broke loose. Okay. So Nancy, the question is, are you good with us doing this process? Are you good? You feel safe?
I do, yes. I'm
Okay,
courageous,
beautiful.
is why I feel safe.
Right on. Listen,
Uh-oh.
clairaudience. We have clairvoyance. I have a poem. Okay. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Okay. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and claircognizance. All right, my love. Give me your numbers.
The numbers the first thing that I heard are not what I would have selected. So I always say that I have no ability, but the numbers were pretty high. So my clairaudience was 89. I would
Okay.
say on a human level, it's more like 50.
I'm not listening to your human right now. Keep going.
Okay, clairvoyance is 10,
Okay.
clairsentience 80, and claircognizance 85.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. So you don't know what you're talking about. You can't hear anything. You know. So we're gonna work with your clairvoyance. So your clairvoyance is really low, and according to your Akashic records, oof, I'm supposed to tell you the story. So I have a very dear girlfriend named Paulette. Paulette is a phenomenal shaman, and she had all of her clairs open except for her clairvoyance. And this is what happened to her. She went into a past life. We found a past life where she was the medicine woman for this Indian tribe, but she had outlived her peers by a couple generations. So 3 generations later, the leaders of the tribe are like, old lady, you don't know what you're talking about. And she said, no, look, I've had these visions. These marauders are going to come and they're going to massacre us. We need to not be here at this day and this time. So, of course, they didn't listen to her. The day she knew this was coming, she went and hid in a cave. And when she came back, there was barely any of the tribe left. The marauders had come, they'd killed everybody. And there was like smoke and fire and embers all over the place. And one of the people saw her and they said, you did this. You saw this. You made this happen to us. And they took 2 pieces of wood that were burning red hot like embers, like charcoal. They put them on her eyes and burned her eye sockets out, and then they left her. And she just let herself die at that point. But she made the decision to never use that gift again. And we went in and we did the healing, which is a whole other technique that I teach. And she recovered her clairvoyance. So we have these traumas that occur. You know, we get our tongues cut off, we don't speak, we get our throats slit, we get our ears gouged out, we get our eyes gouged out, we get our heads cut off, whatever it is, when there's trauma attached to using these gifts in another lifetime. Can you understand why we would shut them down? Can you understand that naturally your gifts are at 89, 80, and 85, but your clairvoyance is at a 10? So with your permission, we're going to go in to find out what happened with your eyes. Are you willing to do that?
I am.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. So go ahead and close your eyes, my love. And a nice relaxing exhale through your mouth. Next, I want you to breathe into your third eye, into the space between your eyebrows. And as you exhale, I actually want you to move your consciousness back about 2 inches until you come into the center of your head. And you come to this incredible cave, this huge cave. It's known as the Cave of Brahman. In the cave, it houses both your pineal and your pituitary glands that manage the functioning of the third eye. You have something that's covering the third eye from being able to fully function. And I want you to just give me the first answer, the first response that comes to you. What color is the energy that's covering the third eye?
Black.
Thank you. What shape is it?
It doesn't have a shape, it's just huge, covering it all.
Okay. My love, I want you to make yourself 2 times bigger than the blackness so that you can see the edges of it. It's very easy to do. Just allow yourself to expand so that you can see the edges of the blackness. What shape is it?
It's cloud shaped.
Okay, thank you. How big is it?
Uh, it seems very big and very dense.
Okay. Thank you. Could you give a weight to it? How much does it weigh?
More than I can pick up.
Okay, thank you. What temperature is it?
Just room temperature. It's not hot or cold.
Lynn, we lost you for a minute.
Okay. Is there any movement to it?
Yes, like a cloud, it kind of moves around, but it's fairly stationary. But it
Okay, thank you. Thank you. My love, what material is it made of?
uh, it seems kind of gaseous, whatever that word is. Like it's gaseous
Gaseous.
material. Yeah.
Gaseous, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Beautiful. And what is its purpose?
To shut me down.
Thank you. I want you to take an inhale into it, and I want you to tell me what are the feelings and emotions that are trapped inside of it. Keep breathing. That's beautiful.
Uh, Fear and rage.
Okay. I want you to focus on the fear for a moment, and I want you to just allow yourself to breathe into the fear. Here's the beautiful thing: when you use the breath and you dive into it and you allow yourself to experience the fear, it literally disappears. So take a breath in, and on your exhale, I want you to dive into the fear and allow yourself to feel it. And as you do, it moves through you. Everything in the universe is made of energy. Einstein's theory of relativity is E equals mc squared.
Oh.
Hi, I'm so sorry. I dropped off for a moment. Okay. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Do you feel how it's lessening as you're breathing into it?
I feel it all over.
You can just double yourself in size. We have you. Everyone here is surrounding you with so much love. My love, take another inhale. What other feelings and emotions are trapped inside of it?
There is a constriction
Where do you feel it?
in my throat.
Okay.
In my throat.
So, my love, I'm going to ask you to do something right now. I want you to just give me the first answer that comes to you when I ask you this question, okay?
Okay.
When was it? When did this happen? Just give me the first year that you hear.
The first year,
Yeah.
14,
When was it?
14 something.
Okay. Thank you. Take another inhale in. Where was it? Where were you when this happened? Just give me a country.
Persia.
Thank you. So now I want you to move through this memory, telling me what you see, hear, feel, and experience as you go. 1400 something in Persia has to do with the constriction of your throat and with the blinding of your third eye. Allow the memory to come. You have very strong clairsentience, claircognizance, and clairaudience. Tell me what happened. Walk us through the memory.
I am a male and I'm well-to-do.
Keep breathing. We got you.
And I believe it's my father or my father's court that has me killed for speaking my truth.
Thank you. And how did they have you killed?
Beheaded.
Thank you. And what happened to your eyes in the process?
It feels like what you were describing, they were burned. They were put out.
Thank you.
Maybe
Thank
even
you.
before I was dead.
Yes. Thank you. My love, what decision did you make as a result of this incident? Breathe.
That these gifts would only cause me harm.
Thank you. Yeah.
I had to
And what have
stop.
been the consequences? Yeah. 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 Breathe. I want you to breathe. What have been the consequences of having made that decision?
Feeling disempowered, feeling shut down, feeling held back.
Thank you. Any other consequences?
Mm. So much frustration, so much sadness from realizing I was so much more than the role I'm playing.
Yes. Thank you. My love, your guides want me to ask you, do you know the man who was your father in that lifetime? Do you know who they are in this lifetime?
I, I, I don't know. I think I might know, but I don't, it's not clear.
Okay. Who do you think it might be?
I think it
Trust
might
your
be,
intuition.
I think it might be a woman who was a spiritual teacher of mine.
Okay. Are you willing to forgive them?
Yes, yes. I feel like I have.
Are there any other feelings or emotions trapped inside of it?
There's there's a much greater feeling of lightness.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, what I'd like you to do now is take a breath in, and with your exhale, close your eyes. With your exhale, I want you to go back to that cloud and I want you to surround it with a field of love. Imagine God's golden light completely surrounding this cloud. Beautiful. Take another inhale in, and with your exhale, you're going to move the cloud out of your body until it's about 3 feet in front of you. Take another inhale in, and on your exhale, turn it white. And as you turn it white, you relieve all the energy and all of that trapped energy, all those feelings and emotions just go right back to source. They just go right back to God. Beautiful, beautiful. The sunlight just came out where I am. So bright. So bright. Okay, here's the final step. You're going to ask one of the fairies, and they love to help us with this. You ask the fairy to borrow her fairy wand, and I want you to tap the place inside of you where that black cloud was. And the fairy dust comes in, it actually works to heal. Oh my God, the sun has not been out. The sun is shiny.
Mm.
Get your pen and paper. This part is really, really fun. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to measure again. You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So you just got to trust the numbers that are coming because they're going to blow your mind. You ready?
okay.
On a scale of 0 to 1,000, at what level is your clairaudience? First number that comes, just write it down. Just write it down. Okay? Thank you. Once again, on a scale of 0 to 1,000, at what level is your clairvoyance? Let the number come, just write it down. I know it doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. On a scale of 0 to 1,000, at what level is your clairsentience? Just take that number and write it down. Oof. I know. I know. Don't tell your mind to shut up right now. Okay. And then finally, on a scale of 0 to 1,000, at what level is your claircognizance? Just write it down. Beautiful work, Nancy. So, my love, would you be willing to give us your numbers, your new numbers?
Yes.
Okay, just tell us. I don't care what your mind says. Tell your mind, not now, later. Lie to it. It's okay.
My Claire audience was 500. My
Okay.
uh, clairvoyance,
Clairvoyance.
800. My clairsentience was
Beautiful.
1,000. I was feeling it. It was 1,000. And claircognizance was 950.
Okay. So if you go to the top of the range, it means it's an even bigger number. So the next time we would probably do 5,000 or 10,000. Okay. So here's what just happened. You opened and you healed by clearing the energy of
Yes.
a phenomenally psychic woman. And you just got to come to terms with that. And every time the mind comes in and goes, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," you say, "Thank you very much. We'll talk later." And you just keep putting it to the side, putting it to the side, putting it to the side. Okay. Because
Okay.
the mind is going to, the purpose of the ego is to protect you from what it thinks is danger. So it looks for danger so it can do its job. There's no danger. You're fine. The ego is a construct of the human mind. It has nothing to do with the truth. Okay. So congratulations.
Thank you. You used the exact right word earlier.
What was that?
The mind fuck.
Yes, exactly. Mental mind fuck. So listen, there's a class that I'm teaching. I got to get out of here because I got an event. We got 9 more minutes, but I just want to let you guys know a couple things. I do one-on-one Akashic readings with people, and I'll do a 15-minute reading. It's normally $444, but I'm running a special from now until the eclipse on the 8th, where it's only $88. You go to my website. Actually, I don't know where it is on the website. Priyanka, do you have the link for that? There's a coupon code you enter, and it's crazy 88 because I'm calling this the crazy 8 specials. I'm also offering a class called Clearing the Clairs in which you will learn the techniques that I just used with you. Measuring the clairs, psychic surgery, and incident handling. That is normally $888, and today I'm offering it for $444. There's a coupon code for that. Priyanka, can you message Kat really quickly and ask her for the links? Oh, they're in the email. If you
Yeah,
guys get on my
I got the
email,
link.
okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then and use the codes. You guys, I have sales going right now that are ridiculous. My one-on-one mentoring work that I do with people for 3 months, which will set you up in business to be able to do the kind of work I do. That's normally 13,333, and right now I'm offering it for 8,888. If you want to do the deepest dive of your life, if you've got 3 months to spend, come spend this time with me. If you want to dip your toe in the pool, come do a session with me. If you want to get a little training, come do the class with me. I'm not going to be teaching these classes anymore. I'm turning them over to my students. And I just want to go out with a bang, so to speak. I'm focusing on work with the chakras right now. Because once you learn how to clear your clairs, once you learn how to balance your chakras, then you can have mastery in the Akashic Records, which is the instruction manual for all of your lifetimes. So the codes are crazy 88. And I think there's another one that's crazy 888. I don't know. Anyway, you can find me on Facebook. Priyanka helps me with all this. There's another young woman named Kat that helps with all this. I would love to work with you. It would be my honor. And I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to read the records. When I discovered the records and got, they were jumping up and down and they were screaming, "Halls of Amenti, Halls of Amenti, Halls of Amenti." And I was terrified. I closed my records. I went to my teacher, Linda Howe, who wrote the quintessential book called How to Read the Akashic Records. And I was like, "Linda, what the fuck just happened?" She goes, "Who remembers?" And I was like, "What does that mean?" And they said, "Well, your Akashic records are open." And I said, "Yeah, I've always known stuff." I thought people knew what I knew. I thought, "Oh, aw, I love that, Laura Lee." The messages are dropping on my phone. So go to my website, ask for the coupon codes, and let's let's do this work together. I love you all. Nancy, thank you. God bless you for your courage. You're my kind of girl. I'm courageous like that. Listen, you guys, I need to let you know something about the Jesus is coming in. I need to let you know something about the eclipse that's coming. This is really important. So listen, write down a list of everything you're afraid of. Write down a list of all the people that you have grievances with, all the people that you judge, the things that you judge about yourself. Light a fire and put the piece of paper in the fire and let the light of God transform it, transmute it. Face whatever fears you have. What's coming after the eclipses, everything is going to be amplified. So whatever our issues are going to be amplified. Do this work. Spend the next few days going in to look at your work. I love you. It is my honor to be with you. Nancy, truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So twice a month, we do Clearing the Clairs. Twice a month, we do Akashic readings. Every week, I have a masterclass that's going. Please come back and join us. If we didn't get to read you today, come back again. I love you all madly. I got to go.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
so
Thank you,
much.
everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Priyanka. Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye.